His Excellency, Mr. Felipe Huitrago, Ambassador of Colombia to Germany, Professor Dr. Thomas Wilke, Coordinator of ColombiaCONNECT in Germany, Dr. Julia Kromer, Deputy Head of Scientific Coordination Office, our host in the Seckenberg, Giselle Didier, Deputy Director of the Humboldt Institute, Professor Dr. Stefan Peters, Director of the Capaz Institute, Dr. Swan Sing Lee, Head of the Pest and Vector Control of the Fraunhofer Institute, Maria Claudia Arevalo, Executive Director of ProColombia in Germany. Dear friends and colleagues, good morning and welcome all. It is a pleasure for me to welcome you to the Cátedra Colombia, who is the first session of the workshop of ColombiaCONNECT in Germany. We will have a presentation of Andrés Franco Herrera. Andrés Franco Herrera is a marine biologist from the Universidad Jorge Tadeo Lozano in Colombia. He holds a PhD in oceanographic from La Universidad de Concepción in Chile. He is currently the academic vice rector and professor of Universidad Jorge Tadeo Lozano, director of the Department of Biological and Environmental Science. He has nearly 30 years of experience in marine science research. He's a member of the Colombia mission of the Wise Men, and he's also a member of the Academy of Exact Physical and Natural Science in Colombia. Professor Dr. Andrés Franco, welcome. You have the floor.
Thank you, Ana Maria. Good morning, everyone. Mr. Ambassador, Dr. Pedro Felipe Huitrago Restrepo, all embassy staff here in Colombia, Germany, Professor Dr. Clement Togner, General Director of Seckenberg Society for Natural Research, Dr. Stefan Peters, Director of the Colombian-German Institute of Peace, CAPAS, Dr. Ana Maria Aguirre, Director ColombiaCONNECT, Doctora Marcela Sanchez, Deputy Director of Center of Excellence Marine Science. Dr. Maria Claudia Arevalo, Executive Director for Colombia in Germany. Dr. Giselle Didier, Deputy Director of the Humboldt Institute. Dear friend, Dr. Thomas Wilke, Coordinator of ColombiaCONNECT and Professor for Justus Liebig University. Dr. Wan Xin Li, Head of Pest and Vector Control at the Fraunhofer Institute for Molecular Biology and Applied Ecology. The chef, Jose Luis Rivera, and his wife. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for this invitation of this cathedra. It's an honor for me to be here, and I'm so really happy in this beautiful place, the Green Lecture Hall. Okay.
It's not the correct.
For sure. Yeah, it's okay. Okay. Also, many thanks to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Cultural Affairs Direction for promoting this cathedra at Colombia around the world in the framework of the bicentennial of this ministry. This conference around biodiversity is a recognition of the long history cooperation between Germany and Colombia. I think for more than 200 years, academic and research relationship between both countries have helped to know, understand, and expand our knowledge about the flora and fauna of tropical systems. Two historical cases show this dynamic. First of all, Alexander von Humboldt and his great contribution on geography or botany, and also we must not forget that he was a great humanist. And more recently, the Colombia-German Research Institute of Punta Betin. This place was chosen in 1963 by three professors for the Justus Liebig University of Gießen, Germany, who were visiting Santa Marta like guests of Universidad de los Andes. They are looking for the headquarters for the Tropical Research Center, which will observe and describe climate, geology, flora, and fauna of the region, mainly focused on Sierra Nevada de Santa Marta. In this moment, this proposal was strongly supported by the State of Hessen, the Consulate of Germany, the Volkswagen Foundation, and Mr. Jose Vives, that he was the mayor of Santa Marta City. Thus, the Colombia-German Research Institute from Punta Betin in Santa Marta Bay was established. Today, this institute is this photograph. Is the Marine and Coastal Research Institute in Bemar. It's not now in Punta Betin, it's still in Santa Marta, and now is the most important research institute around the marine sciences. For this reason, another one, this conference focused on Colombia biodiversity, because today, after centuries of research, we think we clearly understand that our natural and cultural richness are the main heritage of the nation. The idea here is to share with you some reflection, some ideas around biodiversity. And the first thought is this idea. Biodiversity in a country, 50% continent, 50% ocean. I think we are a hydroponic society. Snow ecosystem, páramos, rainforest, tropical forest, tropical plains, deserts, mangrove, beaches, shallow soft bottoms, seagrasses, coral reef, rocky shores, deep ocean with the soft bottom are some examples of the main Colombian marine and continental natural ecosystem. Many times in our country, it's not necessary to travel large areas to find it all. In many cases, in a single sector, we have all the thermal floors, from sea level to a snow ecosystem. This is one example. It's a picture taken in the municipality of Dibuya in La Guajira, northern Colombia. And you can see in the bottom, Caribbean Sea, and here, sorry for this line, the Bolivar's Peak at Sierra Nevada de Santa Marta. Same example, but here you can see Caribbean Sea and Santa Marta City and Bolivar's Peaks with 5,000 meter height. The spatial and temporal variability in diversity is not only in the living component, an ecosystem. Really, it's also in the physical, chemical, and climatic component. The Colombian Caribbean Sea is a clear example for that. In 2000, the National Marine Biodiversity Research Program divided the sea into 14 ecoregions, given to high spatial dynamics in the physical and chemical condition of the water and associated ecosystems. A similar condition was found in the Colombian Pacific, in this case, with 8 ecoregions. This was ratified in 1917 with the research led by the Marine and Coastal Research Institute, where the high spatial and temporal variability in the oceanographic condition of the Colombia Caribbean was further recognized. And it's really a dynamic system. In summer, in dry season for us, the main condition is cold fronts comes from the northern hemisphere, and they generate very high speed winds, in this case, the trade winds. Here, you can see at the south, the intertropical convergence zone. But in winter, happen this. Presence of cyclonic gyres, tropical storm, even hurricanes is very typical. The rise of the intertropical convergence zones generate heavy rains and show in this satellite image around water precipitation. The last week, we have the tropical storm Bonnie, with winds of more of 35 knots, maybe 60, 70 kilometers per hour, crossing the southern Caribbean and impacting Venezuela, Colombia, San Andres Island system, and Central America. And here you can see the Hurricane Emily. Hurricane Emily cruising the Caribbean basin in 2005, moving along the Caribbean basin. In these cases, the highway is around 12 meters, high winds and heavy rain. And this is one case that supports the atmospheric dynamic of the intertropical system around the rainy season. Today, we know that it has been identified that the extremes wave in San Andres and other zone of the Colombian Caribbean, La Guajira, are dominated by hurricanes, while the southern zone, from Barranquilla, go to the Urabá Gulf, Jenny, your home, here, showing the high atmospheric, is dominated principally by hurricanes, and showing the high atmospheric dynamic in the Caribbean zone. But this causes also a high dynamic in the ocean atmospheric coupling. Here you can see a sequence for a year with high difference in the sea surface temperature. Maybe the difference is around 7 Celsius degrees, and a big difference in the main surface current around the Caribbean Sea. The upwelling presence around La Guajira enhance this variability, causing cold waters around the peninsula and the oceanic system. With this high environmental variability, shown here only for the Colombia Caribbean, but we can expand these cases for the Pacific, the Colombian Pacific of the continent. A very high biodiversity is to be expected, and the inventories of the flora and fauna support that. And what is our actual condition? In 2017, Colombia had an estimated of 56,000 species considering the diversity, without considering the diversity of microorganisms. The country in 2021 increased its biodiversity and reports 63,000 species, according to the Colombian Biodiversity Information System. It's estimated that in Colombia could be between 200,000 or 900,000 species, based on an extrapolation of the result of around the global biodiversity. If we use this estimate as a reference, today we only know, or we only have evidence of barely 25% of the species, no more. The high biodiversity in the country is supported by vertebrates, invertebrates, plants, algae, fungi, lichens. And a high number of endemic species have been registered until today, around 9,000 species. Plants, orchids, amphibians, butterflies, sorry, this is freshwater fishes, reptiles, birds, palms, and mammals. Okay, yeah. I think better this one. Okay, great, thank you, Julia. And mammals are part of the biological groups with unique species for Colombia to the world. Colombia, in this moment, is first in birds and orchids, second in the world in richness of plants, amphibians, butterflies, freshwater fishes, third in palms and reptiles, and fourth in mammals. For all the reason, another one, Colombia is the second country in biodiversity in the world after Brazil. But this biodiversity, and this is very important, is not only supporting in flora and fauna. This biodiversity has different phases. For example, cultural and gastronomic dynamics are generated around us. Our chef today here, Jose Luis Rivera, thanks to be here, will show us the gastrodiversity tomorrow in Gießen. I hope so.
If you want, right now.
Yeah. No, but today, he will show us some videos around one thing that for me is very important, and is the expression of the creativity and close relationship of our people with the natural resources. I think is very important. But I'm sorry, not all are good news in the fantastic biodiversity of our country. It's estimated that about 1,200 species are trained in a country according to the information obtained by the Red Books, but also by the criteria established by the International Union for Conservation of Nature. And 1,500 species will be subject to trade according to the criteria of the Convention of International Trade and Endangered Species of Wild Fauna and Flora. But all this, good news, bad news, dynamic climate, high biodiversity, all happens in a country where 50% of its territory is sea and the remaining is continent. And many people in Colombia say Colombia is a country of two oceans, Caribbean Sea and Pacific Ocean. No, it's not true. Colombia is not a country of two oceans. It's a country of 4 seas or 4 oceans. Why? Colombia, its territory has a surface water supply represented in rivers, lakes, lagoons, coastal lagoons. Today, Colombia is the 5th country with the largest water supply in the world. This is our 3rd sea or our 3rd ocean. And 4, recently, Universidad Nacional de Colombia developed some researches of groundwater and have been carried out in different hydrogeological provinces of the country. And it is estimated that the water reserves may be 5 times in volume to those found in the surface. This is our 4 sea or our 4 ocean. Thus, Colombia is a country whose culture, economy, and society in general have grown alongside the water. Perhaps, I think, we are a hydroponic society with our roots inside very deep into the water. A society that's come from maritime and fluvial people that went further around rivers, lakes, seas in different points of the country. I think this is our biodiversity. Second reflection, or second thought. Now, like a biodiverse country, we must work together with the nature for the conservation, sustainability, and responsible use of the natural resources. But always we talk about the human actions, not today. Today, I want to start showing you 2 different examples of how the nature works for this purpose. This is new for all of you, I hope so. This is a small video. And let me show you a biological process that occurs in a small crustacean. His name is copepods. It's one of the natural tubes that our ocean use to absorb carbon dioxide. And it's part that we call biological pump. Nobody knows it, but these little crustaceans do a very important job, not only in the tropical seas, but in all the world ocean. It's a fantastic, perhaps not very clean, example of nature action against climate change. Let me show you.
Más abundantes durante épocas de urgencia en el Caribe.
I need to close the volume. I think here. Sorry. Okay. Thank you, Julia. Julia saved me 2 times. Okay. Very quick. This is the copepod, my friend. This species is most common in the world ocean. You can see really quickly some diagnostic characteristics to identify them. But the important is the next. This animal is floating in the water, you can see here, and in some cases do a small jump and drop back into the water column. If you see it, your antennas in the mud do a synchronous movement in opposite of these appendices, and this causing a circular system around them to bring the food. Like you can see here, this circular current that will flow to the maxillas, and before is filtered by these bristles, and after pass to the mouth near to the jaws. This is the food compact food in the mouth, in the jaws. Now you can see a zoom of the jaws, and after you will see how the mandibles pass to the digestive tract, and like us, some part of the organic carbon is assimilated, and another part will be discarded by the ants. Here, the food inside the digestive tract, this food that they don't assimilate is covered by a peritrophic membrane, a transparent membrane, and generate a pellet, like a pellet, a dry pellet. And after they discard this pellet and begin to precipitate through the water column. You can see now. I think I'm the only guy that study the poo-poo of these animals. Many of my colleagues smile. Why I can't do that? Okay, look, this is. But it's very important. Really is very important. So this video, we need 60 hours of recording in microscope to do this video for 1 or 2 minutes. It's not very easy to show this. But what happened with that? The most important is that this leads to a high pellets and high feces production, that they can produce 1 or 3 pellets per hour. And the density of this animal is around 2,500 individuals per cubic meter. It's a rain of pellets, a rain of carbon, organic carbon, going along the column water. Some of them is trapped in the permanent thermocline, and another one, maybe in some part where the thermocline is very weak, pass through the permanent thermocline and go to the ocean and becomes part of the thermohaline circulation. The production of these organic waste is very high, but finally it's carbon dioxide trapped by the phytoplankton or phytoplankton by photosynthesis that is ingested for this copepod, is transformed in organic matter, and this organic matter, by this way, go to the deep ocean. Nature is amazing for me. But this generates a very important situation and show us the importance of the deep ocean. It's very relevant for us advancing in research of our deep ocean, not only in considering the importance like a sink of greenhouse gases, like this case, but also because it's necessary to know the deep sea biodiversity and maybe the potential commercial fisheries that will be support the animal protein of our people in the future. Everybody knows that shallow fisheries is declining. Today, between us, we have Professor Juan Armando Sanchez. Juan, thank you to be here. He's one of our researchers working in the deep ocean, and he promotes hardy knowledge of this part of the deep seas. Thank you, Juan, to be here. We have already in the country started to move forward of this path. The latest research, the research was in December, the last year from January, has focused in this point, Beata Reach, in the Caribbean Sea, like part of its potential declaration like a marine protected area. Here, some results of the Beata Reach showing hills, mountains, peaks with 2,500 meters of height, only another one of 3,000 meters of height. Here you can see a zoom of this deep ocean morphology. And also some pictures of the rock. Here the soft bottom show some corals, shrimp, mollusks, and maybe some caves of ocean sea worms, polychaetes, here and here. And here you can see the 3D representation showing not only the geomorphology of the bottom, also showing all the mammals, reptiles, fishes along the column water and around of this area, and also some process related to CO2 fluxes and the associated water masses. In the Colombia Caribbean, we have the Antarctica. At 500 deep, we can find water that come to the Antarctic system. And similar researches are being carried on the Colombia Pacific too. This sector here is called Pacific Mountains and Hills. This bottom structure is very particular because it's due to the convergence of three plates of the Pacific Basin: Nazca, Cocos, and Caribbean. Here you can see this area. The same way, the geomorphological representation, long ridge, long depression here, and like your name, you can see here mountains and long hills for these converges for the plates. And biodiversity here is fantastic. On the left, you can see here, his name is Xenophophorid. And what is Xenophophorid? Xenophophorid is an association of foraminifero like stone. And who is a foraminifero? Foraminifero is an animal very small, like it's not a mollusk, but it's very similar like a mussel with a shell with calcium carbonate. But they do like a hard stones in the deep bottom. Also, different sponges we found in this sector. Here, sponges with associated crinoids and starfish. Here, some sea cucumbers and halothurids and another starfish. Maybe Juan told me that he are working with some species to try to identify maybe new species, I don't know, or new report for this area. Finally, you can see here the 3D representation of this future protected marine sea. This is part of the big program around to obtain the 30% of the ocean like marine protected area is the goal in this moment. And here this is very important for the Eastern Tropical Pacific System. Why? Different biological and oceanographic processes take place in this area, and it's necessary to increase the protected areas and be safe marine biodiversity. It's necessary to increase the connectivity between Galapagos Island Coiba Island. This is a Pacific mountain and hills. And here, this is Malpelo and Yurupari Malpelo. All of them protected areas. But if we obtain different protected marine areas, the connectivity increase. In this case, when we find this new area, the connectivity increased 5%. And the formation of the, we call a stepping stone is favored. And it's very important for different species like shark, hammer shark, turtles, and another species in this very important biogeography area. The second example is the case of the coral reef. The boron rudeness created for these animals increase the maximum dissipation of the waste and should be included to the coastal management approach. Here you can see how the coral rudeness increase the dissipation percentage of the waste, helping to protect the coast from erosion and favoring sedimentation in coastal lagoons, which in turn helps to increase the seagrasses and mangrove, two very important systems in the carbon capture. But this is the nature fighting against the climate change. But what happened with us? How can we help for the sustainability of our biodiversity? There are many ways, I think so. But today, I want to stand out from my point of view, the strongest of all, education. In 2019, the national government invited more of 45 national and international experts to analyze the future of Colombia in the next 10, 15, 20 years on 8 pillars. It was called the International Mission of Experts. Juan Armando and I were part of this mission, and we worked along the year. 8 pillars or thematic focuses were working on technologies and industry 4.0, creative and cultural industries, science of life and health, sustainable energy, space and basic sciences, biotechnology, bioeconomy and environment, social sciences, and oceans and hydrobiological resources. Dr. Carlos Fonseca, as director of Colciencias, carried out an analysis of some index that he called Sustainable Development Index in different big and small cities of the country between 2000 and 2010. And he found this, that intellectual and natural and environmental richness were and now or rejected for the private, institutional, or human development. It's a big irony, no? In a country declared megadiverse. Our PISA test score shows that we have been improving over the years around sciences, maths, and reading, and other skills, but we are still so far from reaching the minimum approval level. This approval level is 450 points. And the question is, what could be the cause? What happened here? We think Colombia is a geographically and culturally diverse country. And we cannot teach biology or maths or geography, anyway, in the same way to a child from La Guajira, from the Amazon of the child of the Amazon. His teaching must be associating with his natural environment, so that he or she really learn, love, care, and use with responsibility the natural resources. I'm talking about the class out the classroom. Maybe in the actual ideas, I'm talking about adventure-based learning or phenomenon-based learning. And we have a proposal to achieve this class out the classroom, and it's the following. We call 50% ocean at home. In Spanish, the term casa is care, use, sustain, and love, and could be applied also for the continent system. The main goal is to develop open space for social, cultural, and environmental appropriation of different regions of the country, where the water, like we saw now, is the center and front, and academic, scientific, and cultural synergies are generated. The mission is to create an open high-tech open space where students of different levels, from the school, from the university, participate in the same time, where the empirical learning strategies are privileged. This space will allow to know the local natural resources, generate from them sustainable productive projects that promote a better quality of life. Some details and another proposals around education can be seen in the different digital books that the mission generate and is available of the Ministry of Science, Technology, and Innovation website. The volume 1 is the general volume of all the 8 pillars, and each pillar has the particular books. In this case, the volume 9 is around the ocean and hydrobiological resources. And why, for the expert mission, why is the education the basis of everything? For the reason that you can see here, because Colombians who know and protect their cultural and natural heritage will be the support to build a productive and sustainable country with science-based growth. This challenge, Colombia Biodiverse, has 2 missions. The first mission is Biodiverse Colombia, Bioeconomy, and Creative Economy, with 4 programs around sustainable agriculture, new killing industrial revolution in fishing and aquaculture, and training human talent for the regional bioeconomy model. One of the most expert on bioprospection and bioeconomy here is with us, Professor Monica Puyana. Monica, thank you to be here. And I'm sure if you have questions around it, Monica is my preferred professor in my university. I need a favor tomorrow. Okay, thank you, Monica. The second mission is water and climate change, obviously. It's focused to ensuring Colombian water flow, ensuring the resilience of aquatic system, but also enhance natural research program to respond to impacts of climate change. What is our idea? We hope in 2030, bioeconomy will represent 10% of GDP. and creative economy will represent 8%. And we hope, and this is our idea, that by economy and creative industry create near to 100,000 jobs along the country through a strong public and private partnership. Around the water, we hope that all the Colombians in 2030 have access to drinking water. And the most important, that appropriate the real value of these resources. And we hope also that the country reduce your risks around the climate change in 50% between 2030 and 2050. This is a big challenge. Like you see, the carbon dioxide is increasing year by year, and already getting levels up 420 parts per million. It's really a big challenge to reduce the risks of the country around the climate change. But we can do another things trying to win this fight. We can also help to conserve our biodiversity and fight against climate change, promoting the use of clean energy. But normally we talk about wind and solar energy. Today we bring a different proposal. This proposal is Ocean Thermal Energy Conversion System, or TEC system. Is a conventional renewable energy source and is obtained through the thermal gradient of the sea. 3 months ago, we published 2 papers around that. The first one create a bathymetric cartography of San Andres Island, all Providence, and all the Caribbean Sea to find suitable areas for implementing a TEC system. The aim was to find the minimum distance to reach a depth of 1,000 meters. Why this depth? Because it's the distance that we need to the temperature difference of 20 Celsius degrees that needs this system. It's possible to identify for the Colombian Caribbean 16 points for potential area for a TEC system. Maybe the best is in Santa Marta. From San Andres Island, see the bathymetry and cartography, and all Providence, we found 7 sectors in each island. But in this moment, the main sector that needs change in its power generation system is San Andres Island. Why? We must remember that this oceanic system is a seaflower reserve. And energy generation now is by diesel plants, causing obviously a great pollution. For this reason, we have proposed an open OTEC system that not only generate energy, but also generate fresh water. That is very important in this area. Here you can see the system. It's not very clear for me, I'm a biologist, but the engineers understand better this image. And the chips, we did all the economic analysis. This is the chip and all the specifications required for this operation. The economic analysis show that the annual cost may be lower than those that currently exist. And in the medium term, in this case, 14 years, the model achieved the break even and even profits. But to achieve this, and another proposal that I try to show you today, we need the participation of the state, universities, industry, and entities that have the capacity to bring everyone together in a single cluster. It's very important for us. In our case, we have CEMARIN, the Center of Excellence of Marine Science. So I want to invite Marcela to give us an explanation, short explanation of who we are and the great opportunities that we have through CEMARIN to conserve our biodiversity and also promote projects like renewable energy. Also, we have Tom, that is our vice director of the CEMARIN. So, please, Marcela.
Thank you, Andres. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I will take a very short amount of time to present CEMARIN. Well, I totally agree with Andres. We have like a very, very strong opportunity here in our hands. So I would like to quickly present who we are. We are a joint cooperation established as an NGO in Colombia. These are our partners, 5 Colombian universities and a German university, Justus Liebig from Gießen. And well, those Colombian and the German universities are very well established universities in terms of marine science. And together we compile more than 100 researchers very well known in marine sciences. We are endorsed at the moment by the German Academic Exchange Service. They have been endorsing CEMARIN for around 10 years. And they are at the moment one of our main founding partners. It is also very important to highlight that ColombiaCONNECT is also a very important part of what we are doing right now in CEMARIN. And for us, it's like a great achievement to have such important founders for our initiatives. Well, what we do, we are currently, we would like to, sorry, I passed that. We would like to strengthen the network of researchers, both in Colombia, within our Colombian researchers, and also with the German partners we now have. Therefore, we are doing a lot of networking. We are training scientists, doctoral students, for example, and we have, like, in our vision to strengthen a little bit more the innovation system around marine sciences. So we are a binational academic and scientific consortium, and with around 10 years of experience. At the moment, we have been doing a different kind of projects, such as I mentioned, ColombiaCONNECT is one of our main projects. We are working very hard in, for example, the region of Urabá. And also we did last year the national policy of the ocean for Panama, which was also a great opportunity, and where we get to work together with all the network of researchers. Those are some of our main achievements. And I would like to highlight a little bit the graph that you see on the left side of the screen, which is our strategic research prioritized lines, which includes, of course, marine and ocean and society. We are very interested in topics of marine resources, as Andres was mentioning, and also one of our research themes is marine environmental change. And of course, all this has to be highlighted by the supporting theme: infrastructure, technology, models, and data. So that is the main focus of our research. And I think it's very important to highlight that when we, the the Semarine Constructor, our strategic research plan, we noticed that the sustainable goals were very, very much aligned with our proposal. We are very proud of that we came up with something very, very similar to that. So this is what we are doing at the moment. We are working in a lot of different projects, and I think that Semarine has been like really, really strengthening also our communication strategy. We have been working hard on the project of our next book, Climate Change Mitigation and Adaptation, and that's going to be published by Springer the upcoming months. And we have been also doing a lot of working with the society and to reach the communities that we are very, very in touch with. So we have a podcast, we have developed also a magazine, and we have also biannually conference that we are very also proud of, and we are working towards that for the next year. And well, that's what we have been doing. So for us, it's very important to highlight and to invite all of you that has been doing research or are interested in doing research in marine sciences to get in touch, to think about Semarine as a possible partner for your initiatives. And well, that's mainly the message we wanted to convey to you. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Marcela. Okay, food time. I want to invite the chef Jose Luis Rivera, who from the art of gastronomy wants to show us a journey through Colombia biodiversity and the relationship that I told you around the people with the natural resources. Julia, please, can you help me?
Again, I'm sorry. Comenta.
This is Jose Luis.
Which one?
Alemán, just one. I'm going to explain something after that. Hello, how are you? As Andres said, my name is Jose Luis Rivera. Marcela, I'm going to need your help because my English is not enough. So everybody can help me to explain you all things that I want to say about Colombian food. I am in love of my country. I love the food, the Colombian food, and I would like to say a lot of things, but I need. Could you?
I will be there when to help you, so.
Okay.
don't worry.
It's okay.
Yeah, sure. Anytime you need something, just say.
Okay. Thank you. What is your name?
Ana Maria.
Ana Maria. Ana Maria is going to be here with me.
I don't get the movie indicated here. But the movie window is not here.
So when you
Maybe,
open it,
Maybe.
okay. Here, yeah, it is already on.
It's okay, no?
Yeah, but I am not sure about the volume. Yeah. Here. And
It's okay. Ya, te lo vamos a poner. So, who knows something about Colombian food? You? What about you? No? Nobody knows anything about so? I thought I know Colombian food. Yo pensé que sabía de
I
Colombia
thought that I knew Colombian food
hasta que empecé a acercarme, a meterme dentro de las comunidades, que era lo que hablaba Andrés ahorita.
until I started going to the communities and talking to them.
Porque de Colombia todos conocemos la bandeja paisa, los frijoles, el ajiaco,
Because in Colombia, we all know bandeja paisa, beans, and ajiaco.
Pero ¿qué pasa cuando te adentras en las comunidades a probar su gastronomía?
But what happened when you go into the communities and start learning about their food?
Vamos a ver el video.
We're going to see a video.
Habla la cita de ellos.
That's it. No, I wouldn't. Viajar, conocer, probar.
Traveling, get to know and taste and enjoy.
Es lo que nos permite a nosotros como cocineros descubrir.
It's what allowed us as cook to discover.
A mostrar, nosotros estamos haciendo un viaje alrededor de Europa con Alejandra, que está allá arriba.
And to show in this trip that we're doing with Alejandra, who is up there.
Y estamos mostrando los verdaderos sabores de Colombia, pero los sabores que no conocen, los que son desconocidos tanto para nosotros como para las personas de acá.
And we're showing the different tastes of Colombia, but the Colombian tastes that are not known even by us.
Lo que ustedes vieron en el video en la parte de la yuca es el proceso del tucupí. El tucupí es un ají que se hace a base de la yuca brava.
What you saw in the video is the process of yuca, of tucupi,
Tucupí, yeah.
and that is a spice that comes from
De la yuca brava.
de la yuca brava.
La yuca brava es una yuca venenosa.
It is a poison yuca,
Pero nuestros indígenas, con un proceso de fermentación, quitan ese veneno que tiene la yuca y la hacen comestible.
but our indigenous community, through a fermentation process, take the poison away from the yuca.
La usan para absolutamente todo.
They use it in everything.
La base de su alimentación está basada en esta yuca brava.
The base of their alimentation routine is based on this yuca brava.
Nosotros como cocineros estamos volviendo a lo que tenemos antes, estamos orgullosos de nuestras raíces.
We as cook are coming back to our roots and we are very proud of them.
Mañana algunos de ustedes, si no son todos, ojalá sean todos porque están todos cordialmente invitados, todos están invitados.
Tomorrow we are all invited and I hope you all go with me. ¿A dónde?
I don't know.
To the Gießen University and the Fraunhofer Institute, when we're going to have a lunch that is going to be prepared by our dear chef.
No, but
Yeah, it's fine. I do.
ahora están todos invitados.
Yeah, they are all invited. You are all invited.
Si no están invitados todos, ya lo están.
If you're not invited, now I'm inviting you.
Okay. Para que traten de descubrir los sabores, mañana vamos a interactuar un poquito. Es muy difícil hablar de gastronomía sin darles a probar.
I hope that you go because we're going to interact with food because it's very difficult to talk about gastronomic without a taste.
Are you agree?
Do you agree?
So I have here. No, I don't. Estos procesos y esta cocina ancestral colombiana está tomando una fuerza enorme y se está volviendo un movimiento que está trascendiendo fronteras. ¿Verdad?
This process and the ancestral way of preparing food are getting strong. Like the waves that we're taking now from the cuisines is a strong movement.
Porque supongamos en cocinas europeas están muy basados en la tecnología, también hay unas bases de cocina francesa muy importantes, pero nosotros volvimos a nuestras tradiciones.
Because in European cuisine, you are also more based on technology. You are also based on roots, like French cuisine, but we are now going to our roots, and they are very rough.
Y eso nos hace sentir supremamente orgullosos y seguros de que estamos conservando nuestras tradiciones.
These make us proud because we're preserving our traditions.
So, en español. Hay otro ingrediente que ustedes vieron ahí que es la hoja de coca.
There is another ingredient that you saw in the video that is the coca leaf.
¿Conocen la hoja de coca?
Do you know the coca leaf?
Ok. La hoja de coca está estigmatizada en que es solo para producir drogas.
The coca leaf has been stigmatized as only the source of drugs, of illegal drugs.
Pero no, es un ritual para nuestros indígenas usarla como ingrediente medicinalmente y para unión de la familia.
But it is also part of many rituals from indigenous communities as an ingredient in the food and the cuisine, and also as a medicinal plant.
Ahora no les voy a dar mañana, porque no trae.
He didn't bring coca leaves for tomorrow, and you are not going to taste it tomorrow, so don't you worry.
Pero mañana vamos a alimentarnos como si fuera un ritual. Tucupí sí trajimos muchos ingredientes que preparamos con la comunidad. Nos demoramos 5 días preparando esos ingredientes para traerlos a ustedes.
But tomorrow we're going to eat as a ritual. We have been preparing these ingredients for a long time. We were 5 days with the communities, so we will do it in a traditional way.
La comida une, la comida hace sentir lazos fraternales. Mañana vamos a establecer uno. Por eso quiero como también...
Food brings people together, and it helps people get bonded.
Y si alguien quiere ayudar mañana a cocinar, bienvenido.
If some of you wants to help tomorrow with the cooking, you're more than welcome.
1, 2, 3, yeah.
Yeah, now I have volunteers. 4 volunteers.
Por favor.
Marce, you please join me.
5. 6.
6.
Yeah. Nice. We are complete.
We're complete at this.
Es divino cuando a través del alimento, yo siempre he dicho que lo veo como un lenguaje.
It is divine that through food, I always have said it looks like a language.
Y preparar estos alimentos que seguramente hemos hecho o vamos a hacer con todo el amor del mundo para ustedes el día de mañana va a ser una experiencia que espero ninguno se pierda.
It would be a wonderful experience for me that I hope any of you miss preparing this food for you because I do it with love.
Los esperamos mañana en la dirección que ya vi, doctor, les va a dar.
We're waiting for you tomorrow at the Fraunhofer Institute in the rooftop terrace.
Están todos cordialmente invitados a descubrir la gastronomía colombiana y estos sabores que sé que van a ser nuevos para ustedes, pero estoy seguro les van a gustar.
And you are all very invited to discover the new taste of the Colombian gastronomy and this part of the, perdón, me perdí la última parte. Yeah, the tastes and the tastes. I'm sorry, I'm new in this thing of translate. It is my first time.
No es nuestra primera vez haciendo esto. Venimos de Suiza, estábamos en Suiza también.
It is not his first time cooking, he just came from Switzerland.
Preparando también comida colombiana, pero la de ustedes va a ser especial.
Preparing Colombian food, but the one for tomorrow is going to be more special.
Most special.
The most special one.
Ahí se ve bien. Gracias por esta oportunidad, gracias a la Cancillería, gracias a Andrés, gracias a todos los que están acá, gracias a la Embajada de Alemania, gracias a David, gracias a todas las personas que hacen posible esto, porque el trabajo realmente no es nuestro, es de los productores, los campesinos, las personas que venimos a representar nosotros, porque nosotros solo somos transformadores de productos.
Thank you all for this. Thank you for Andres. Thank you for the embassy. Thank you for the Ministry of External Affairs. Thank you for all the people that have given him the opportunity to be here. He's only a messenger from the communities because what he's doing is representing gastronomy that is for Colombia.
Ellos son los que hacen el trabajo.
They are the ones who do the hard work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, no, I think that's all. Thank you so much, Mr. Ambassador. Thank you for this invitation, Ana Maria, and thank you for the Secondary Institute and this fantastic place. If you have any question, welcome. Thank you so much. ¿Puedo desconectar este? Ahí, unplug. Okay.
I think this is the end of the session, and I have just a few instructions for the lunch and for the afternoon, and I will end the Zoom session for the moment and hope to find the colleagues back again this afternoon.